911 Calls Podcast with the operator.
Stop yelling, I can't understand you. Where are you? I don't know. I'm in Florida. It looks like I'm at the middle school.
Oh, hello, Jessica.
Hello, operator. How are you?
I'm well. I exorcised the demon a bit yesterday on the Never Daily podcast about my thoughts for 2024. And it went from, correct me if I'm wrong, but it went from sort of a, what should be, positive change and new outlook and new goals to, I believe I said I plan on killing the op off in 2024. Did I?
You're just going right there, right?
Right.
In the uncut.
Right.
We didn't talk about it. This is the
real episode.
Just ripping the Band-Aid off again. I think the op died a long time ago.
I think a lot of people would agree with that. I think the op died. It's funny because when we hit record, I still do sort of an accent of sorts, but it's not it's not heavy like it used to be when I was first doing the show.
That's completely different than your normal voice.
I know.
I think you think it's the same in your head, but it's so different.
Like you think I sound different, right? Like now when we hit record than like when I'm doing the thing.
Doing the op. Mm-hmm.
It's true. But I also did say on the episode yesterday of Never Daily Podcast that I might like to just be Sam,
Well, that's okay.
Yeah.
But you didn't start there with that conversation. You were just talking about killing the whole thing, whole character.
I might. Who knows?
If you want to be Sam, that's fine. I think you've been Sam for a while.
Yeah.
But
yeah, that's a good point.
You do you, boo. You do you.
We'll see. There's just so many things that could happen. Like the operator could have to, maybe his job requirements require him to go back to Antarctica, or the operator moves in and he has to spend all of his time in hospice with his mother, operator, or, he slowly dies of cancer or like iridium poisoning or something fun, something like, ooh, what happened to him? Oh, he died of iridium poisoning. What's iridium? It's from space. Like that could be kind of cool.
Yeah. Again, you could do whatever you want. It's your show. But I think the content's still the same. I don't really. I'm going to treat you the same, whether you're Sam or Up.
Because surprise, they're one and the same. One just has a dumber accent than the other.
Yeah. Some may prefer one over the other accent.
Yeah. You never know. People prefer the old accent, I guess. And what was funny is I was talking about how last week I went through and I was re-editing sort of the ad inserts for some of the shows, and I got to listen to old episodes of me and Jack and stuff. And man, that accent was thick. And I don't know how I don't know if I could even go back to that. I think the thing about podcasting is once you've changed something and you've let it go long enough, it's really hard to bring something back without it being disingenuous, or,
I think if you tried to turn on the accent the entire episode, there would be more people up in arms than if you just let the op go. And if anybody noticed, the cover art changed a long time ago. It hasn't said 911 calls with the operator in a long time.
Right.
It said 911 calls. So it's not it's a reoccurring conversation that we've had on the business side, but like I said, you can do whatever you want. The content is still going to be the same.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Adam the cop asked me the other day, he said, "Hey, are you going to change the intro song to give Jess some light?" Because I a while back, even in the middle of the Kent episodes, I changed the intro to just be, "This is the 911 Calls podcast." I don't even know if it says "with the operator."
Yeah. You took Kent out. It doesn't. And you did that when Kent was co-hosting.
Yeah. And I do have a tendency, and this is bad for business, I'll get emotional about something and then I'll make a change. And the really bad ones, I just don't tell you about. And you find out later.
Oh, Chase corrected me. It does say with the operator.
Oh, it does say with the operator. Well, I could change it.
But it doesn't have the Kent, or like you took the Kent part out.
It's funny too. It's way too late for this change, but it is a confusing one. Every once in a while, some article somewhere will like do a little blurb on us, and you can tell the ones that have actually listened to the show versus those who are like, "What are you, Nancy? What did you say the top 10 podcasts we have to review are?" Okay, because those people who don't listen to the show but need to put in some information about our show presume that the operator we're talking about is the 911 dispatcher. And so they'll write up a thing and it's not even right. It's like,
when someone asks, inquires about what the podcast is, first of all, I'm very hesitant, but when they ask me to describe it, it's hard to explain the operator. And I almost don't even explain it.
Yeah.
It's something you just have to figure out. So again, I don't think it really matters as long as the content stays the same. And I think even today you had a new segment of updates. So we're just trying to do the best 911 calls. It doesn't matter if the operator's here. And I think someone in the back door said, and we talked about, the op could be a guest appearance, just like the stupid cowboy poet that people like, or don't like. It's the same thing. It's the same thing as or Janice.
Yeah.
You could play whatever character you want, Sam.
But do you think we could go as far as me not being on the show and letting somebody else?
No, shut up.
That could be interesting. Well, we'll get there. Maybe.
What update do you have? I think you have an update.
I do. So, new little segment that we've been wanting to do for a while, and I'm going to try to bring more heat to this segment for the 911 Calls podcast episodes. But it's an update on past perps from episodes. What are they doing? What's happened lately? What's going on with them?
Exciting.
And yeah, this person in particular is probably the number one most requested what happened to her. And I think it's because, one, the call was crazy. Two, the person was just so punchable. She in this case, it was like a disaster. Plus there were kids involved. Plus, I think I said on the show, I'm going to keep track of her.
Was it the mommy blogger?
No, I should give an update on her sometime. I'm pretty sure her life went back to just being normal Utah, whatever, boring Utah life. Or maybe not. Maybe she's really still ruining her family with influencing. But anyway, no, today's update is Jocelyn Villett. Friggin' Jocelyn. From episode 52. I believe I titled the episode Friggin' Jocelyn because she was such a dumpster fire. So, but to give everybody a little bit of a refresher on who Jocelyn was, this is the one where Jocelyn's son called 911 and told 911 that he was trying to get in touch with her. The boy said that he wanted to call his mother, but that he could not remember her phone number. He said, quote, "Mom's at the doctor," the boy told the operator. You can hear him saying during the call. When deputies arrived at the home in Deltona, Florida, the 4-year-old told them his mother went to the doctor and was going to buy beer afterward, and then she was supposed to be home. So Jocelyn got arrested, right, on neglect charges. She claimed that the aunt was supposed to be watching her son. Deputies spent an hour combing the neighborhood, interviewing several houses in the neighborhood, and could not corroborate Jocelyn's story. And then when she was pressed, she gave several different names for the aunt, the aunt that was supposed to be watching the boy. So friggin' Jocelyn. So that was that episode.
Right. Yeah.
And I went and found out a little more about her. So that happened in 2010. So since, there was a little tinge in my heart that was like, don't do this, because, these are real people. But so I've kind of determined, if I feel that nudge, I'll ask myself, is this a real monster? And if the answer is probably, then go ahead and go with the segment on the perp. So Jocelyn has not been sedate or probably sober since 2010.
Oh.
So she's just been racking up the charges since then. She's possession of cannabis, over 20 grams. Let's see, what's this one? Okay, this one's interesting. So buckle up. She is currently incarcerated as of October 7th, 2023. And here are the charges. Out of county warrant, false name or ID by arrestee, possess use drug paraphernalia, violate probation, false name, grand theft, 3rd degree of a motor vehicle, drugs, possession of methamphetamine, petty theft. This is all one charge. Petty theft with battery accessory, criminal aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, possession of drug paraphernalia. This thing just goes on and on. Attempting to flee or elude a law enforcement officer, fleeing or attempting to elude, with sirens and lights activated. This, I can't even read it all. We'd be here 7 minutes. For me, it's literally single spaced, probably 12-point font, and it's probably 9 inches tall, is the charge as it reads.
Wow. She's been on one. She's running rampant. I guess I assume that it's not the only time she probably got in trouble between then and now.
No. Yeah, no, there's charges from 2020. I've got charges from December 11, 2019. I've got charges from November 7th, 2019, September 10th, May 7th, 2018, May 7th, 2018, multiple charges. Holy cow. Yeah, this lady just keeps rolling through it. So I don't know what to say about somebody like this, where like the charges that she's currently sitting on read like, this is an important term for people to know, is when you go in front of the court and you're being charged with something, you may be found, they may remove the charges for you to plead guilty to a certain charge, a certain line item, but the judge says, but we will read in the other charges. So basically reading them in is similar to basically saying, we're holding you to these other charges. We're willing to put them on a shelf because you're pleading guilty to this one item.
Right.
But then that one item that you plead guilty to has consequences, right? So it's like 38 days in jail and then probation for X. And so if you don't abide by the associated consequences of the charge that you did plead guilty to, all of the other charges that were put on the shelf come down on top of you.
They pull them off.
And so she's currently incarcerated. And this is one, now I'm remembering the case, episode 52. I prayed that this woman would be put away long enough for something significant to happen in her life. Either enough time passed where her son aged out of being in her care,
Right.
or was with somebody else, or she found a new life or a new recovery, or something would change in this woman's life. But so maybe we're into that now. Maybe friggin' Jocelyn's, this is her chance, armed full of spaghetti.
I would assume, or does it, I don't think you said, but the child wasn't it, hopefully not in her custody all those years.
Oh crap. You know what? Here, check this out. So I just did the charge is so long. I just did a find on the page to see if the word child shows up in any.
Like child.
And yes, unfortunately.
Or she had more kids.
No, that I don't know. I believe she only had the 4-year-old at the time of the call back in 2010. But yes, in this raft of charges that she has from in 2013, there is the charge neglect of a child, and then possession of Schedule 5 substance, contempt of court, felony possession of Schedule 3 substance, Suboxone, which is if you take meth, Suboxone is something they use to get you off of meth, but then people get addicted to Suboxone. Felony child neglect without great harm, and then it just keeps rating on and on. So yes, apparently in the 2023 charge, it was either put on the shelf from prior charges, which could actually have been all the way from the 2010, depending on how things went with that case, or they were new child neglect charges associated with whatever she did in 2023, the litany of things she did in 2023. So there you go. This is a fun one. Grand theft, 3rd degree, and also possession of cocaine and methamphetamine. And man, I mean, it's just like,
I don't think she was biased to any.
She didn't. Yeah, she was an equal opportunity offender. She basically went in the crime candy store and just held out her arms and just emptied the shelves into her cart. That's what she did. Wow, friggin' Jocelyn.
Well, I'm glad you didn't bring that as a happy ending because it's definitely not.
Now, I figured that's kind of a fun way to kick one off because some of these are top of mind for people. I did have somebody ask me a while back, was there an update on the woman who drowned in her car? And I was like, yeah, that one kind of storied out.
Wrote itself.
Closure on that one. I guess I could go into on that one. I could research like where that dispatcher ended up. Like, what is she doing now? My guess is she's probably like a manager of kids somewhere at like a mini golf place where she can just be really mean,
Or like a lifeguard at Great Wolf Lodge.
Exactly. Or yeah, she's managing the pizza cook at Great Wolf Lodge when she's also part-time lifeguard. Yeah, something like that. Every time she looks down at the water, she kind of chuckles.
Blows her whistle.
So yeah, this is fun. I'll try to do more if people like it. I'll try to do more catch-ups on bring the mustard and catch up on an old perp or victim. Okay. Well, so moving on to today's episodic experience, I wanted to tell you the story of a little incident that happened in a quaint village named Paw Paw, Michigan. Paw Paw, P-A-W, Paw Paw, Michigan.
Okay.
Known for its sprawling grape fields and welcoming wineries, the day of today's incident dawned as a warm and sunny day. It was within this serene setting that our story unfolds, a tale so bizarre it teeters on the brink of fiction. So bizarre that a drunk, wine-imbued daydream seems to pale in comparison to what actually happened.
Okay.
Pawpaw, Michigan gets its name from the pawpaw trees that once grew abundantly along the Pawpaw River. This naming is a nod to the local natural flora and significance of the pawpaw trees in the area. The pawpaw tree produces a fruit that's been historically important for both indigenous populations and early settlers. This fruit, which is the largest edible fruit native to the United States, did you know that? The pawpaw fruit is the largest edible fruit native to the United States, has a tropical flavor that is often compared to a blend of banana, mango, or melon. I have yet to ever see a pawpaw fruit in a store. How are we not harvesting the largest edible fruit native to the United States? Why? How?
What's it called again?
The pawpaw fruit from the pawpaw tree. I've never seen it. Anyway, I tried to find out. So I'm like, okay, Pawpaw, Michigan, named after the pawpaw tree. And then I was like, why do they call the tree a pawpaw tree? But the definition doesn't really answer the question. Actually, the answer reads like a response from someone sitting in front of a Senate panel. So it kind of goes like this when I ask the question.
Ma'am, where did the pawpaw tree get its name?
Senator, thank you for the opportunity to answer this hard-hitting question about the pawpaw tree. Let me be clear. The name pawpaw is derived from the tree's fruit and has several regional names. The genus name Asamina is adapted from the Native American, probably Miami, Illinois tribe named Assamin or Rassamin.
So, why is it called the pawpaw tree then if its native name is Asamina?
Senator, thank you for the opportunity to,
I mean, that's how there's no connective tissue between the friggin' what it says is the native. I'm mad about it, but I think we're going to move on because
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's frustrating. Moving on. So let's talk about the village, the victim, and his condition. So Pawpaw, with a modest population of 3,534 people as per the 2010 consensus. Shout out to friggin' Jocelyn 2010.
Oh.
It's a place because that episode 52, the call was from 2010.
Oh, yeah. Did you write that in?
No, that just came to me. It came to the front of my mind face, and it just came out of my face part of north part of my face hole. Sorry. Pawpaw, 3,534 population as per the 2010 census, is a place where everyone knows each other. It's here, about 25 miles from Ben Carpenter's hometown of Kalamazoo, that an extraordinary event took place. So Ben Carpenter, who's Ben Carpenter? Well, Ben Carpenter is a 21-year-old at the time from Kalamazoo. He lived with Duchenne muscular dystrophy, or DMD. Now, do you see the correlation with the uncut where I was talking about dealing with
diseases,
illnesses? See?
So
like Arthur Conan Doyle just weaving a tale that you're like, wow, look at how this is it's like a menagerie of mystery that all has an answer. So he lives with DMD, Duchenne muscular dystrophy. It's a severe form of muscular dystrophy diagnosed on average around age 4. Ben has been wheelchair bound for the last 7.5 years at the time of this incident. So 21 minus 7.5, that would be, was it 14 and a half years? So he was about 14 and a half when he was wheelchair ridden. So
it's a degenerative to progressive disease.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it started to, and it progressively weakened his muscles. So, but despite his challenges, Ben embraced life with a spirit that drew admiration from every single member of the Paw Paw, Michigan population of 3,534. So the day was unlike any other. It was June 6th in the year of some people's Lord, 2007. For those of not of the Lord following type, Venus and Jupiter were in conjunction. Fun fact to know and share, a lot of people think that the Star of Bethlehem in the sky might have been because of this back in that year, one of some people's lords.
What?
Yeah, so Jupiter and Venus were in line.
Oh, no, I didn't want you to elaborate. I'm just...
Oh, you didn't want.
Go on. No, that was rhetorical. So, yeah.
Darn
Go
it.
ahead.
I thought we were like having a moment
Nope.
where we're both like scientifically intrigued.
Nope.
No? Okay. Also, I felt kind of bad about that because I said, you're of some people's Lord, but those people that aren't of a Lord following type. And then I talk about Venus and Jupiter and instantly bring it back to the Star of Bethlehem. So I was like, I kind of
2007.
Yeah, 2007. But I had one more thing about the year of our Lord back in 1 AD. Germania had just been sacked by Tiberius, and the Queen of Kush died in the year 1 AD. No, I'm not talking about Rihanna. Kush was a place back then, not just a drug. It's now called Nubia, and it can be found along the Nile River. And very similar to Nubia, Jess.
Oh, no. I thought you were done.
Very similar to Nubia, Paw Paw, Michigan is also a city. Okay.
Oh, gosh.
In 2007, June 6th, middle of the day, sun's out. Our trusty wheel-bound wonder Ben, accompanied by a you could say that. That's complimentary. Wheel-bound wonder. Everybody was inspired by him. I think that's positive.
Go ahead.
Our trusty wheel-bound wonder, Ben, accompanied by a caregiver from Kalamazoo's Center for Disability Services, they decide to visit Paw Paw. That name is so silly. Their day included a leisurely trail ride and a visit to the St. Julian Winery. It was a day like any other if you were in Paw Paw on that day. Until it wasn't. The caregiver trailing behind Ben on a bicycle, and that caregiver must have been going pretty slow. If you're trailing. Maybe he was fueled with wine. Maybe he's just really hopped up on Jesus juice. Anyway, she's trailing behind him, like severely, apparently. She lost sight of him.
She lost him?
Yeah, she was that far behind him. So she loses sight of him as he approaches a crucial intersection. A semi-trailer parked at the intersection was waiting for the green light, and the driver, unaware of the unfolding drama, was preparing to move forward. And that is where, my friends,
oh no,
we will get started with this 911 call. Ready for this?
No.
I am.
They don't put like a governor on the wheelchair?
Let's find out.
Oh, no.
Here. Yeah, we got to play it. Here we go.
This is 911. Where are you? I have no idea. I'm in Paw Paw, obviously. I'm not in Austin. You're Jocelyn. Okay. Stop yelling. I can't understand you. Where are you? I'm sorry. I don't know. I'm in Paw Paw. It looks like I'm at the middle school. And my client, he's in a wheelchair. He went to cross the street. And his somebody didn't stop. And he's still going. He's on the front. Okay, on Michigan Avenue in front of the middle school? Yes, the middle school. Okay, we'll get help over there. 911 call for pedestrian TI, West Michigan Avenue in front of Papa High School. Jen, you need to calm down. I have help on the way. Okay, 473, my colleague advising a semi hit a subject in a wheelchair. The semi continued westbound on Michigan. My colleague's name is Jen or a rock. Jen? Yes. Jen? Yes. Okay, what direction did the semi go in? Did it go westbound? I don't know. It's going like I don't know what direction. Is it going out of town or into town? It's going out of town, I believe. Okay, can you give me a description of it? It was like it didn't have a trailer. It was white. Okay, white semi-tractor? Yes. It wasn't hauling a trailer. Pardon me? It wasn't hauling a trailer. Okay. It was like the cab car. Hold on. Okay, Jen, where are you at right now? I'm standing I'm just past in the street. I can't see. I'm like across from Game and Blaze. Is that Game and Blaze? Oh my God. 5115 Rider 1536. My suspect vehicle is a white semi-tractor with no trailer. Okay, Jen, I have the officer in front of the middle school. Where are you? No, they're coming right now. I just saw him turn around. I'm like kitty corner. I'm right in the Hogan Insurance Agency. I'm walking up to the driver this time, but my hands are around a box there. I'm just relying on it. I don't know what me over. There I'm one found. Okay, you're in front of Hogan Insurance? Yeah, I'm right in front of the parking lot. 473 from Central. Okay, my color's still on TX. She's in front of Hogan Insurance in the parking lot. I see everybody's here. Okay, are you out with them? They're pulling in right now. Okay, go talk to him, okay? Okay, thank you. Affirmative, that's what my caller is advising. A white semi-tractor, no trailer.
Okay. All right.
So the semi did not see him,
No.
and it continued to keep going.
Yeah. Chase made a good observation. He said, so you could say that Ben hijacked the semi.
That is not right.
So that's the caregiver calling to state that Ben maybe unwittingly went into the intersection and the semi sits up so high, and then the front of many semis, the engine is so far out that if Ben's down there in front of the semi, you can't see him.
He can't.
He can't.
No.
And so the semi proceeds to move forward and connects with Ben's wheelchair, which then proceeds to just make his way downtown.
That's not appropriate, but
So Ben is riding as a new hood ornament in front of the...
did he not get sucked under the 18?
No, yeah, he's in front. So this was an 18-wheeler and now it is a 22-wheeler. So it's just going forward.
Is he okay? I don't.
Okay, there's another call.
Okay.
Witnesses were stunned by the sight. A semi-truck is pushing a guy in a wheelchair, one exclaimed. Undercover police officers witnessing the scene swiftly followed the truck. Here's a call. Here's a call from a witness. You ready for this?
Yes.
Okay. All right, here we go.
And a semi-truck just came by, and he does not know it, but he has a gentleman on the front of his truck that is in a wheelchair, and he's pushing him down the road, and there's a girl on a bike screaming, running after him, trying to get the truck to stop.
Okay, you're Michigan and Hazen?
Yes, and they are headed west on Hazen. I think it was a Ralph Moyle truck.
Westbound on Hazen.
No, westbound on
Michigan.
On Michigan, yes.
Okay. It's a Ralph Moyle truck?
I believe so. I'm pretty sure it was a white semi-truck. I heard the girl screaming, so I was looking at her when I was getting ready to turn, and then looked at the truck, and I saw the guy in his wheelchair, and he's being pushed by the semi-truck.
Okay.
So she's screaming, and then I looked at the truck and went, it's a white truck.
Okay. We'll get him out there.
All right, thank you.
Bye.
Okay, I just have to say at this point, I'm going to go ahead and say it now. So Rachel Spillers did the research for this one. I have never heard of this case, and props to you, Rachel. This is a gem.
It is. I just need to know if he's okay because I feel really bad for laughing. Because out of context, she said, he doesn't know it.
He doesn't know it. And so you can just see the scene. Like, imagine a semi-truck with a wheelchair-bound man bolted down to the front of it. I'm hoping all four wheels are on the ground and he's not doing a wheelie, because that would just be epic. But then also the lady on the bike who, let me remind you, cannot keep up with a guy in a wheelchair. She's trying to chase down a semi-truck now. And she's screaming while this is all happening. Oh my gosh.
So I'm sorry for laughing, but that is, I've never heard of this before. And it seems like a skit in a, like a bad rom-com. Yeah.
Beck's in the back door. She said she used the in the words of our friend Deadbug, you've got a leg mental on the front of your truck. Oh man.
So this.
All right. So here's how, as Ben began to cross the intersection in his wheelchair, electric. Oh, it was an electric wheelchair. No wonder he was outpacing the gal on the bike.
That's what I said. They don't.
I didn't know. And so hopefully, hopefully he popped it in neutral when the semi started going, blow out the tranny on that wheelchair. Tragically, the wheelchair was too low for the driver to see. So the truck bumped into Ben's wheelchair, turning it and lodging its handles into the semi's grill. Before anyone could react, the semi was speeding down Red Arrow Highway. Gosh. Pushing Ben's wheelchair in front of it. Oh my goodness.
Can you please tell me if he's okay?
In a twist of fate, there is one saving grace here that Ben did not have to experience at the time. Ads, because
Of course you would.
Just get it over with. We got to pay the bills. Okay, we're back. We're back from the ads. Hopefully we had had a chance to calm down a little. Remarkably, back to the story. Remarkably, Ben survived the ordeal unscathed.
Oh, thank goodness.
Unscathed. The incident, while harrowing, led to no criminal charges against the driver. Obviously, I mean, the guy didn't know any better.
It was an accident.
It was an accident, one that left everyone involved in disbelief. So the aftermath of this incident was an extraordinary as the event itself. Ben's parents, Donald and Joyce, reacted with a mixture of relief and bemusement upon hearing the news. Ben's caregiver was deeply shaken, but relieved that Ben was safe. Ben's wheelchair, though battered, survived too. It bore the marks of its journey, worn out the grips, and skewed the bracket and a dented armrest. Remarkably, it only needed new tires before Ben could use it again. At a muscular dystrophy camp. Just, ow.
Did Ben have fun? Or was he scared? Because it's a very eventful day.
In the years that followed, Ben's story became a legend in his family. His mother, Joyce, she kept a scrapbook titled Ben's Wild Ride, which is what we're going to title this episode. Chronicling the incident, Ben even received a new wheelchair, the same model he had been using, donated by Invacare Corporation. His old wheelchair, it found a place of honor in Invacare's showroom.
For withstanding a semi.
Can the competition do this? Years later, Ben's tale continued to captivate, a true testament to his resilience and the sheer unpredictability of life. Oh, I am crying. Oh my goodness. What a wild ride, Ben. Well, we're glad you're back on all four wheels.
This episode went a whole different way than I thought it would.
Oh my goodness. Oh, Rachel, thanks for the research on that one. That one was fun to write.
Did it say what Ben had to say about it all? Did he give?
No. He just, rolled with it. Sorry. All right, that didn't get a reaction. So, how about a happy ending?
Supposedly, did he spill his Dr. Pepper? That's what Rachel said. I don't know.
Probably.
All right, happy ending. But that one was pretty...
People in the back door are typing saying, there's no way you're going to beat this with the happy ending. And I don't think I'm going to be able to this time. But this guy, I want to find out if there's a textbook term for, when people get drunk and then they get very intensely sincere about whatever they're talking about. It's like, the officer will say something like, ma'am, you were eluding us. And the drunk lady will say something like, I was not eluding us. Like they don't use words right. They're very intense and they mean everything they say, but they just don't know what they're saying.
I have friends like that.
I'm Becky. Hi, it's me. It's me. I'm Becky. I'm me. That's one of your friends who sent me a Marco. It's me. I'm me.
It happens.
I love Becky. Oh, anyway, so here's a drunk person. A little backstory. This dude spent a crap ton of money at the bars one night. Not sober, smart enough to know he shouldn't drive. So he just set out on foot.
Oh, gosh.
And then he kind of changed his mind about being out there all alone. And so he thought he'd call 911.
Oh.
And here's that call. Here we go.
911, please, paramedical.
I've been drinking for several hours. I do apologize.
Where are you at right now?
I do not know the address. I'm in an alley. I'm just trying to get home.
Okay, but I'm saying, can you find out where you're at, and I'll send somebody to come and help you?
If I could see straight, sweetheart, I would. But I've spent over $100 at the bar. I left my car there, and I'm just trying to get home on my foot.
Can you see where you're at, and I'll see if I can call somebody to come and help you?
Look, you have to promise me they won't arrest me for public intoxication. I'm not going to give you my real name because I'm not trying to lie to you. I do not deal drugs anymore. I quit. I'm trying to go legit.
Okay, so call a cab to come and get you.
No, don't worry about it, sweetheart. I'm going to just go ahead and walk home. If you'd like to stay on line with me, that would be great because you sound like a sexy sweetheart. Oh!
Okay.
You sound like a sexy sweetheart. Dump. Oh, man.
I don't do drugs anymore.
I don't deal drugs.
Oh, deal?
Anymore. I'm going legit. But he wasn't going to give up his name. No. He's too smart for that. Oh, man. Here's the fear. Like, there's been times in my life where I'm like, you know what? Maybe I should, maybe I'll just get a wild hair sometime and just grab a whole bottle of something alcoholic. What would be something alcoholic? Is there
What?
Schlitz malt liquor?
Ew.
And I would just tell myself, maybe I'll get a bottle of Schlitz malt liquor and I'll lock the doors and I will not let myself out.
Why?
But what I would end up doing is unlocking the doors and getting out everywhere. I would go everywhere. I'm pretty sure.
You're this far in. I wouldn't start drinking now.
Yeah, no point. I'd lose everything I had.
You're already weird enough.
Yeah. I went to Vegas and I shouldn't gamble. And my wife, I said, what if I just had $20? What if I just did $20? And she's like, no, don't do it. No, don't do it. And I was like, just $20. She's fine. She did not want me to do it. So she sat next to me and we did roulette.
Yeah.
To you just push a button and then it shows up on the screen. And I won $340 off that $20. And she was like, we're up. Let's go. And I was like, nah.
I want more.
Lost it all. Lost every single penny.
Another reason why you should not drink.
I'm not good at it. I went to the airport on the way home and there was a slot machine sitting there and the people we were with, he's like, hey, here's that $20 I owe you. So he gave me $20 and I was like, well, it's like I never had it to begin with. So I just put it in the slot machine and pushed one button and lost it. Just like that. Yeah. I am no Minnesota Fats gambling master, so I should stay away from drugs and gambling, drinking.
That's a good idea.
Anyway, this has been a wild ride, Ben. Thanks, Ben, for coming along with us, letting us chase you down.
I'm glad you're okay.
And thanks, drunk guy, for walking home. You know, I think everybody on these calls today, they taught us a lesson. Don't drive drunk.
Look both ways before crossing the street.
Look both ways before crossing. Don't steal semi-trucks. Put your wheelchair in neutral if you start.
That was a good one.
Yeah, that was fun.
Thank you.
All right, well, that's all I got. So until next time, hugs, everybody.